What is up, Get Slammers? As my fellow outdoorsman Jake, the GASW Gaming Champion, likes to call you. This is Bow and Arrow, and this is my little segment where I fill in the gaps on 205 Live and NXT. Now, I want to apologize, first of all, for not doing an NXT recap last week. Ran out of time, had to go out of town for a few days, so I'll definitely do a better job of that this week. So expect that video tomorrow. But right now, we're talking about 205 Live that happened yesterday, Tuesday, September 19th. Now, first, we have to talk about Monday Night Raw, where Enzo Amore got demolished by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman came down and just ran into him and just knocked him down. Then he threw him into the ring, and then he did his power slam that he does. Now, I'm not really sure what type of angle this was. If Neville had something to do with it, or he's had so much backstage heat. It seems like it's been going on for months now that they're just kind of just doing it to do it. So I'm not really sure, but that happened. Now let's go to the 205 Live stuff. So the first match on the list was Cedric Alexander versus the Brian Kendrick. Now last week on 205 Live, we saw these two also face off, and at the end, Jack Gallagher came out, and it looked like he was going to attack the Brian Kendrick with his umbrella, but instead he turned heel and actually attacked Cedric Alexander. So now we have Cedric Alexander and the Brian Kendrick going at it again. Pretty decent match. Cedric Alexander actually won with a roll-up type of pin combination. So the Brian Kendrick, Cedric Alexander starts walking backstage. The Brian Kendrick comes after him, and they kind of begin to argue a little bit. You couldn't really hear what it was about, but they just kind of argued. Then out of nowhere, Jack Gallagher comes and starts attacking Cedric Alexander, and that was basically the end of that. Pretty decent, like I said, pretty decent match. The segment where Jack Gallagher came out, it's different. It's definitely different seeing Jack Gallagher as a heel. I don't know what to make of it yet. I really liked him as a face. I think he's got a really cool character. He seems like a really good wrestler. So I'm actually kind of interested to see where this is going to go. Maybe Jack Gallagher is kind of playing Brian Kendrick a little bit. We'll see. Then they had a commercial break, and after the break, Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick were backstage doing an interview. And Jack says that he doesn't need to justify his actions to the WWE Universe. Everyone meet Oliver, my dog. He's just doing his thing there. Anyway, back to the stuff. Jack Gallagher says he doesn't need to justify his actions to the WWE Universe. And he says, I quote, "In life you can be nice or you can be a winner." And then he also went on to say that the cruiserweights will learn that Jack Gallagher can go through life with a scar, but not as a joke. Because kind of when Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick were having a feud, the Brian Kendrick was just kind of making fun of him. He'd put his picture up and kind of make jokes about it. So that's kind of what that was all about. Pretty decent segment. Gave a little backstory to kind of what's going on in Jack Gallagher's head. So not bad. Next we had Drew Gallagher come out. He's got his kind of politician gimmick that he's got going on. For the last 2 weeks he's been trying to do this PowerPoint presentation for his vision for a better 205 Live. Really interesting little segment. He talks about Galileo and tries to compare him to Akira Tozawa. I mean, I didn't really get the reference. Didn't really make much sense to me. Maybe it did to other people. After that, he just continued his PowerPoint presentation. He only got through one slide. He said, no cell phones. And of course, camera goes back to him. People got their cell phones out like Bray Wyatt's coming out or something. Then Akira Tozawa comes out. Drew Gallagher's on the commentary crew. He's a guest commentator. Akira Tozawa comes out. He's facing Noam Dar. They had decent match, nothing really special. Akira wins with his senton bomb finisher. I'm not really sure what to make of this part of the show. I mean, I kind of like Drew Gulak's gimmick, but this week he kind of went down and towards, compared to last couple weeks. I don't know. I don't feel like Akira Tozawa has been, as Healy would like to say, buried. But it was just, he went from, facing Neville all of a sudden, now he's Drew Gulak. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Next, Rich Swann and TJP have been having kind of a feud the past few weeks. They had kind of a promo type deal backstage. TJP apologized for overreacting and kind of being the way he always is. TJP says that him and Rich Swann have a lot of chemistry together, not just as a team, but as facing each other in the ring. Rich Swann says he agrees, but it's probably not a good idea to continue these matches because it might end up hurting their friendship. They basically shake hands and part ways. After that, we get to the last match of the night. There was only 3. I guess there's usually 3. Never mind. Rich Swann versus... It was supposed to be Rich Swann versus Lindsay Dorado. Damn dog. Lindsay Dorado. Rich Swann comes out. Then it's Lindsay's turn to come out, and he doesn't come out for the longest time. You think maybe he's late coming out. Sometimes that happens to superstars, but actually the camera shows him backstage, and he's all beat up. He can't get up. The referees come over to help him out. So Rich Swann begins to walk backstage, maybe to help him out or something. When TJP comes out of nowhere and super kicks him right to the face, and he yells at Rich. He says, "You think you're better than me, Rich? You can't handle this." That was kind of funny. Then TJP rips a braid of hair off of Rich Swann. Interesting. And then he throws him against the the barrier there. So they're going to continue this feud. I don't know what to think about it. I kind of was done with it after last week, but hopefully next week they can try and maybe do something a little different to get me interested again. Then the last part of the show was kind of a longer segment. It was Neville and Enzo Amore. First, Neville came out. He talked about, Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar at No Mercy, and John Cena versus Roman Reigns at No Mercy. And he says, but there's something better at that show. He says it's a comedic performance because Enzo Amore is facing him. He's facing Neville. That's kind of funny. He says Enzo is unqualified to step into his world. Then Enzo's music played. He came out. He had a kind of a shoulder, type of rap, probably from when Braun Strowman ran into him. Enzo gets on the mic and he says Neville's jealous of him because he's hanging out with all these celebrities, whatever. Enzo says he is twice the superstar that Neville will ever be. He's hanging out with celebrities. He's got all these merchandise sales. Enzo even goes as far as to address that he doesn't get along with a lot of people in the locker room. But he says, but when they play my song, the people sing along. How you doing? He says, you can hate me, you can love me. Either way, you know who I am. And even towards the end, he goes, Neville, you are a big fish in a small pond, and I am the shark. Neville says, I'm going to make an example out of you. He says he doesn't care about merchandise sales or celebrity friends because at No Mercy, none of those things matter. He says the best Enzo can hope for at No Mercy is to just survive. And Enzo says that his tactics will not win him the Cruiserweight Championship in the past few weeks. He's been kind of, go up on a pin. He'll pull up the shorts or he'll poke some guy in the eye. He's been kind of doing that to kind of win these few matches. And he says, well, good thing this isn't No Mercy. And he kicks Enzo right in the family jewels. So yeah, I'm interested at No Mercy to see how their match is going to go. I really hope it doesn't get secluded to the pre-show, even though I probably think it will. But I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, that was 205 Live for Tuesday, September 19th. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And check out our podcast that we try and do every single week. We talk about the latest WWE news and all news, all pro wrestling news for that matter. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Bow and Arrow with your 205 Live recap. Thanks for watching.